Hi everybody, we're back for more. I've changed locations. I'm in the laundry room of my building, so I won't crash into my closet door. But if you have blocks, we'll be using 2 blocks today, or if you have a stack of books, or anything really, some empty boxes, that might give you a little bit of height and stability just for balance work. So get your things and I will meet you on the mat. Okay, so to start, just get your blocks and put them on the top of your mat. I'm not using any music, so please feel free to use your own so you can hear the cueing. So we'll start in a downward facing dog. And as always, just move around in a way that feels good for you. Pedal out the legs, sway the hips, roll the wrists. And then settle into your dog. Spread your fingers wide, press into your fingertips. Notice where the weight is in the wrists. See if you can press into the index fingers and your thumbs a little bit more. Lift your heels high. Bend your knees, press your chest back towards your thighs. Tuck your chin way into your chest and let your shoulders shrug up into your ears. So we are actually inviting more tension into the body. Not what we need right now, but we want to acknowledge what it feels like and then let it go. Give the head a shake. Draw the heels down towards the floor. Let your neck be long. Pull your shoulders away. Big breath in. Big breath out. Lift your heels. Roll yourself out to a plank pose. Let the weight shift forward until you feel your fingertips. Drop your knees down to the floor. Take it back. Child's pose. On the breath in, get nice and round. You're actually inhaling as you lift to get round. Tuck the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, roll out to plank. Lower your knees, take it back to child's pose. Take a breath in, breath out, get round. And slide your hands back a little bit more, tent up onto your fingertips. And that space between the shoulder blades, give your head some movement. And then come into your cat-cow here. Inhaling on lurch. Exhaling on compression, needle to spine. Just connect your breath to your movement. Add anything extra. A little sway of the shoulders and hips and the head roll. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg. Bend your knee, open your hip. Lift your left heel and draw your right knee over towards your right shoulder. And then hold it here in a plank. Engage through your core. Push the floor away, let your neck be long. Pull your thigh into your chest, hold it there. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Just dip your left knee down to the floor. Take breath in. Walk your fingertips to the blocks. Anjaneyasana. Take breath. Find the space. Maybe drop your head back. Allow that left hip to release. You're pressing into the sole of your right foot. Keep your back toes tucked. And then float it up to a lunge, nice and easy. Just get the extension through the left leg, press back through your left heel. Take the blocks flat, bring your hands on top, step back plank with hands on blocks. Lower down to Chaturanga Dandasana, bring your knees to the floor, take it back, child's pose. Now you have that extra height on the blocks or on your boxes, whatever you have here on your books. And then press into your wrists, flex your fingertips up, drop your head in between your arms. So maybe you have some extra space where your head doesn't necessarily touch the floor. Lengthen the neck. And grab hold of your blocks, push back up to your tabletop, take them out of the way. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Come through Bhujangasana, your low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, make your way up through plank pose. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Bend your knee, open your hip. Or your left knee around towards your left shoulder. Really engage through those obliques here. Keeping your arms straight, shoulders are even. Pull your thigh into your chest. Step forward in between your hands, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Knee comes down to the floor. Grab hold of your blocks. Find some space to breathe. To release, back toes stay tucked. Float your right knee. Bring your blocks down, place your hands on top. Step back plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Come to upward facing dog. Now you have all of that extra room. Maybe you roll on the tops of the feet, or the shoulders. And see what that feels like. Absolutely drop the knees if it's too much, but keep the chest coming forward through the arms. If you find that you're shrugging your shoulders up into your ears, put a soft bend in the elbow, over down. Then press in through the tops of the feet, come up through plank. Downward facing dog, your hands are still on the blocks. Press into the base of your palm and flex your fingers up. And then make a fist. And then open your hands and make a fist. And open your hands. And then bring your hands back down. Lift your heels, take your gaze forward, take a slow walk coming to the top of your mat. Uttanasana. Stay here for a hot second. Lift up high onto the tips of the toes. Draw the navel to the spine. Put some weight in the arms. And then lower the heels. Flip your blocks to a higher level as you breathe in, coming halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Full fold, let it go. And let the arms hang, let the head go, pedal out the legs. Soft bend in the knees, let everything hang heavy, and slow roll, rise up to the stand. Shoulder roll once you get there, and then Tadasana. Inhale the arms up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold to Uttanasana. Just take the blocks out of the way, come halfway up, lengthen. On the breath out, bring your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Lower down knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg. Pull your right knee around towards your right shoulder. And then draw the thigh into the chest. Shift forward a little bit more. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Your vinyasa. Breathe here. Lift your left leg. Pull your knee over towards your left shoulder. Come to plank and hold. Pull the thigh into the chest. Step the foot back, knees up. Lift your heels, bend your knees, take your gaze forward. Now let's find a little bit of momentum here. So before we hop, we like to jump. Sometimes you don't realize how much momentum and how strong we are. We go flying. So control it. Trust yourself. And then when you're ready, step or float. Breath in, breath out. Press into the feet, sweep the arms up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your prayer to your heart and we'll come to a chair pose. Utkatasana. Then get comfortable in your chair. Keep your hands to your heart. Draw your shoulders back. Think of the weight in the feet. Use all four corners. And find your breath, your softness. As you inhale, take your prayer up overhead. Draw the arms back past the ears and come to a cactus shape. We'll come to a back bend. Bring the arms back. Inhale, high prayer. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen on the preparation. Hands down, step or float. Downward facing dog. Okay, we'll start in a downward facing dog with your blocks on the highest setting at the front edge of your mat. Allow your fingertips to be right at the edge of the block. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, let it all go. Lift your right leg. Pull your thigh into your chest for a one-legged plank. Really hug your thigh in and push the floor away from you. From here, roll to the inside of your left foot. Grab hold of your right shin with your left arm like you're giving yourself a nice big hug. So it's an early side plank, but you're using the strength of the arm to help lift. Lift the hips, lift that right leg. And then bring your right hand down. Pull your right knee over towards your right shoulder. Step your right foot in between your hands. Grab hold of the blocks as you lower down for Anjaneyasana. Walk the blocks back, and instead of folding, let's lift the chest a bit here. Untuck the back toes. Take the blocks a little wider. As you breathe in, reach your right arm over your right ear for a side bend. Left elbow can bend, keep your shoulder away from your ear. And then switch sides, right hand comes down, left arm sweeps up on the breath in. Breath out. Bring your hand back to the block. We'll shift into Ardha Hanumanasana, your half split. Draw back through your right hip, flex the right toes. And again, instead of folding, let's lift. Walk the blocks back. Lengthen as you lift the chest. Flex your toes back towards your shin, your gaze is forward. And then rebend your right knee. Step into your right foot, bring your blocks forward. We're coming into an assisted warrior 3. So allow the blocks to help. Find the balance, find the alignment. And there goes my head, chopping out of frame. And take your right block, bring it up 1 inch and out to the right side about 1 inch. Your left hand is going to come to your left hip and allow yourself to spiral open to Ardha Chandrasana. So take your time. Feel your left hip stack on top of the right. Feel your left shoulder stack on top of the right. Hard flex with your left foot. And then once you're there, float the left arm up. See if you can feel a little bit more secure. Take the weight in the right leg a little bit more than the right hand, so then lighten up a little bit. And then maybe you take your gaze up towards your left fingertips, using the assist of the block, keeping the neck long. Trusting your balance, your breath. Soften your right knee, and then slowly float it back. You'll be in warrior 2. Breath in for peace. And then keep finding the length of the right side body. Lengthen through the right leg. Keep the hips shifting forward, your reverse triangle. And then tip it forward into Trikonasana, your triangle. And the right hand can either come onto the shin, or your block is right there. And then again, reach up towards the ceiling, find that view of your fingers, lengthen. Draw your right kneecap up, engage. And sweep your right arm across the face. We'll come through Prasarita, or Sarita, however you like to pronounce it. We'll walk the fingertips forward, find some movement here, swaying side to side. Opening the hips, lifting the heels and toes. And then we'll come through center. Find your goddess pose. Climb your hands up to your thighs. Then roll your right shoulder forward in front. Look over the left. The whole time you're using those hands to press the legs apart, opening the hips a little bit more. Come back through center, my back just popped big time, and take it to the other side. Come back through center. Fingertips to the floor, play the Skandasana. So let it be light to start. See how the knees feel, how the hips feel. And then shift it back towards the front edge of your mat. Take the blocks out of the way. Step your right foot back. Take your vinyasa. And breathe. Lift your left leg. Open up the hip and pull the left knee around towards the left shoulder. Breathe. Hug your thigh into your chest and spin to the arch side of your right foot. Grabbing hold of your left shin with your right arm. Lift. Side plank, Vashisthasana variation. And then plant your left foot in between your hands, lower down for Anjane. Walk the blocks back. Untuck the back toes. Lift the chest. Allow that right hip to release. Bring your hands to blocks. Right hand presses down as the left arm reaches over your left knee. Sweep the arm through, take it to the other side. Come back through center, half split Ardha Hanumanasana. Draw the blocks back, maybe they come a little bit higher. Lengthen the spine, lift the chest, breathe in, flex the toes. Drawing that left hip back. Step into your left foot, bring your blocks forward, assisted warrior 3. There we go. And then hold it here. Maybe with your balance, see if you need to move the blocks, find that alignment. Drop your right hip so it's even with the left and the right toes are pointing up over the floor. Sometimes we want to get all the way up in the ceiling. Take your left block up a bit and out to the left. It might be 1 inch, it might be 2 inches. See what it feels like for you. Take your right hand to your hip and allow yourself to spiral open. Stacking the right hip on top of the left, right shoulder on top of the left. And then the right arm releases up towards the ceiling. And you'll take your gaze up to your hand. Soften the left knee, take your time. Float it back, warrior 2. Peaceful warrior breath in. Straighten your left leg. Keep reaching up and back. Notice that there's no compression in that lumbar spine on the right side. And then tip it forward into your triangle. Block is there if you want it. Fingertips to the shin, if you do. Sweep your arm across your face. We'll come through Prasarita, and right into Skandasana. Flex your left toes. Use the strength of your right arm to open the hip by pressing that right leg away. And then notice what's happening here. If you can hang out here for an hour, make it a little more interesting. Hover, engage a little bit more. And then take it to the other side. Keep rolling your right pinky toe out to the right side, getting that outward rotation through the inner thigh. Come back through center, walk it in. Goddess pose. Lift your heels this time. Spread the fingers, engage through the shoulder blades. Lower the heels, turn the toes for a forward fold. Walk your way back towards your left foot, step back, and let it flow. Bring your feet together. Lift your heels. Take your gaze forward. Pull your hips back towards your heels. Feel the weight in those quads. Keep the fingertips connected to the floor. Shift forward into plank. Shift it back. So again, you have that momentum. When you're ready, float it up. Breath in. Breath out into Uttanasana. Press into the feet, sweep the arms up overhead. And let's come to chair pose, Utkatasana. Now we'll take the arms up. Then depending upon how the shoulders feel, take the arms wide. That'll be a little less stressful for the shoulders. Keep them narrow enough they're a little more open. Turn your pinkies in to face each other and then press your palms back behind you. Shift into your dial pose. Coming high on the balls of the feet, notice your brisky. So you can lift the chest, take your gaze a little higher. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Bring your hands down to the floor, step or float. Lift your right leg. Put your thigh into your chest. And then spin it. Grab hold of the outer edge of your right foot. So now you're literally stepping into your hand. And then kick your foot into your hand for your fallen triangle. Keep lifting the hips. Press out of your right hand. Use the strength of your left arm. And maybe let go of that left foot, that right foot. Get your left arm up towards the ceiling. Place your right knee towards your right shoulder. Shuffle down to the arms. Straighten your right leg. Shoulders can rest on your block so you know how low you're going, so it's not too far down. And then step your right foot forward in between your hands. This time we'll float the back knee for a floating Anjane. Walk the blocks back. Just to get the length in the spine. And then take the blocks away. Sweep the arms up overhead. Cactus the arms. Interlace your fingers, and you can find a little more length in the neck. Give it a little pull on the head. Start to lay that back for your back bend. Take the elbows wide. Keep puffing your chest up towards the ceiling. The left knee is bent. Make sure you're lifting up and out of that low back. Come back through center. Grab hold of your blocks.
floating half split Ardha Hanumanasana. The left knee stays off the floor. Walk your blocks back so you can lift your chest. And then draw your navel into your spine. Lift your right leg. And then tap your right heel. Lift it up, hollow out. Tap it down. Lift it up, and then either hold it here or bring it forward for full Hanumanasana. Now you can use these blocks to determine how low you go. If you're in the habit of practicing your splits and you're sitting on a block, this is it. That's as far as you can go. So if you use the strength of the arms, you have a little bit more room to play. And if you're really comfortable, just take the arms overhead. Any variation. Just remember you need to come out of it. And then take your blocks, reverse it. Navel to spine, pull it up, rebend your right knee. Bring the blocks forward. Warrior 3. Now this time, see if you can trust yourself enough to come up onto your fingertips. You'll change your gaze because the chest is lifting. Maybe float your hands to a prayer at your heart. Press each hand into each other and press your thumbs into your sternum. And then slowly start to open it up into Ardha Chandrasana. Just notice the thumbs pressing into your chest. Let that be your focus. Soften your right knee. Float it back, peaceful warrior. Not so graceful. Straighten your right leg, tip to triangle. Sweep your left arm across, come to your wide-legged forward fold. Right into Skandasana. Little change on this one, keep your prayer at your heart as you shift into Skandasana on the left side. We'll take a bound twist. Continue arms. Put the left hand back behind you. If you want to come into the full bind, take your right arm underneath your left hamstring. And lay it back. Turn your gaze towards your left foot and step your right foot forward. Shift the weight into your right foot. And we'll come into a bound bird practice. Release it. Warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Extend side angle. Sweep the right arm across. We'll come through goddess and we'll hold it here. Take your fingertips at the base of the skull. Bring your right elbow down to your right thigh. Sink the hips a little bit more. Lay back for your left arm. And come back to center. Take it to the other side. Lay it back. Come back to center. This time reach your right fingertips down to the inside of your right foot. Lay back with the left elbow. Maybe reach your left arm over your left ear. Bring everything back to center. And then take it to the left. On the right end, take everything up. Flying warrior. Open up to warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Float it down to your vinyasa. And breathe. Lift your left leg. Pull your thigh into your chest. Spin to the inside of your right foot for Vashisthasana variation. Grab hold of the outer edge of your left foot. Extend the left leg for your fallen triangle. Hips are high. Either keep your foot in your hand, or reach your arm up. Left knee comes to your left shoulder. Shift forward, chuck it under the arms. Rest the shoulders on the blocks. Straighten your left leg. Step forward. Floating Anjali. Sweep the arms up. Cactus. Interlace your fingers. Find the length as you breathe in. Open it up as you look back. And if you feel like it, release the arms, frame the knees. Shift it forward, grab hold of your blocks. Floating half split. Ardha Hanumanasana, walk the blocks back so you have enough height. As long as that chest isn't coming forward, maybe take the blocks on your highest sitting. Really find some space. Pull your belly button into your spine. Float your left thigh. Lower the heel. Lift it up. Lower it down. One more time. Either hold here or step it into your full split. And then track your back foot. Make sure the heel is facing the ceiling and the ankle isn't sickling in. Any variation. Point your toes, it looks prettier. And then when you're ready to come out, use the blocks, the strength of the arms, strength of the abs. Step into your left foot. Bring the blocks forward. Big move here. Warrior three. I'll take the mat with you. And then again, either choosing to use the blocks and keep your hands there for the assist. We're getting a little lighter. Maybe finding that prayer. Ardha Chandrasana when you're ready. Soften the left knee, float it back. Warrior two. Right into peace. Straighten the left leg. Trikonasana. Sweep it across. Let's come to Skandasana. Twist your lunge, catch the left tricep to the outside of your right thigh. And just here, find the length. Notice where that elbow is. If it's too close to the knee, it'll slide off. So find some space here. Lift the ribs away from the thigh. And aim for the shoulder. Prayer your heart. You can tee the arms here. Maybe you come to the half bind, maybe full bind. Lay it back. Change your gaze toward your right foot. Hop your left foot up to meet it. And shift the weight into the left foot. Find your balance. Now release. Float it back. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Extended side angle. Little change here. Straighten your left leg. Hold it through your wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands forward and start to heel toe your feet a little wider. And then your forearms might come down to the floor. Take your feet a little wider. If you're more comfortable, take a block. Put your forearms on that. And see where it goes. A little bit at a time. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. And come into goddess. Breath in. Warrior two. Inhale, sweep it back. Let it go, vinyasa. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Walk your hands halfway back to your feet. And And find that momentum here. Now you can really come forward with the shoulders over the fingertips. So feel the weight. Those fingertips are going to keep you from falling on your face. Then there's that trust. And then take a little hop. Chair pose. So walk back towards the back edge of your mat. Try something. We talk about trust, right? Always trusting other people, trusting the powers that be, trust the authorities, things that people tell us. How much do we really trust ourselves? So, if when you were a kid you ever played that trust fall game where you fell and someone had to catch you, well now you're going to do it and you're going to catch yourself. So come to diver pose. Then reach the arms forward towards the front edge of your mat. You have this. You're strong, you're focused, you're balanced. And let it go. See? Everybody lift. Breathe here. Lift your right leg. Bring your thigh into your chest. Let's come to fallen triangle and float it up. Bring your left hand down, pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. Chop it onto the arms. Go into vinyasa. Step back, step your right foot forward, come to a high lunge this time. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Straighten your right leg. Trikonasana. Sweep the left arm across your face. Wide-legged forward fold. Opportunity for an inversion here. Headstand, forearm mats. Handstand. Get your groove on. And allow your feet to come back down to the floor in that wide-legged forward fold. Tent up onto your fingertips. Take a breath here. Find some movement, neck and in the head. Skandasana, bend the right knee, straighten the left. Shift it into a twisted lunge on the left-hand side. Let your left arm float up towards the ceiling. Take the breath in, and then sweep the arm to come underneath your left hamstring. So your fingertips will be reaching towards the front edge of the mat. Walk the right fingertips towards the back edge. And let the head drop. And you can see your right foot. Spin your right heel, press to the outer edge of the foot, and come to a bound side angle. Roll your leg back. Straighten the leg for bound triangle. Tee the arms. Sweep across the face. We'll come into our goddess pose. Breath in, flying warrior. Breath out, warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Float the arms down. Right leg goes high, down dog split. And let's open it up into a rock star. Then if you'd like to come into wheel from here, let that happen. Keep projecting the hips up towards the ceiling. And when you're ready, you'll take it back, downward facing dog. Or maybe chaturanga into your vinyasa. Big breath in, big breath out. Lift your left leg. Put your thigh into your chest, fall in triangle, let it float high. Left knee towards left shoulder, shift it forward, Kundalini. Right foot comes down, step your left foot forward, high lunge. Warrior two. Peace. Triangle pose. Sweep down across the face. Let's come to Skandasana. Twisted lunge. Left arm. Right arm goes high. Sweep overhead. Thread your right arm underneath your right hamstring. Try to get the shoulder behind the right knee. Then walk your left fingertips over. Drop the head.
Spin to the inside of your left foot.
Full bound side angle. Triangle pose. Release the arms. Come through wide-legged forward fold. So take another inversion here. Not a good angle for me.
Down towards the floor.
Come into goddess. Take the hands back behind you and release your fingers. Draw the knuckles down towards the floor and draw your shoulder blades towards each other so your arms will come off of your back. Puff your chest up towards the ceiling. Sink down in the middle. On the exhale, take a forward fold, turn your toes parallel. Drop the crown of the head and the knuckles down to the floor.
Maybe tuck your chin into your chest and look for the ceiling. Soften, release the arms. We'll sway the head. Tent up onto the fingertips.
Bring the arms to a T. Breathe in, flying warrior. Breathe out, warrior two. Peace. Down dog split. Open the hip. Rock star. Take it back. Vinyasa. We'll meet up in a child's pose.
There's one I don't call very often. Anybody who takes my class and in real life knows that.
So bring the knees down, come on down. We can bring those blocks back and you can rest your forehead. That feels good. Take your hands back, let your shoulders go. Maybe a little rock with the head from side to side. If you don't like the block, you can ease it. You can even put it underneath your butt if this isn't very comfortable for your knees. So from your child's pose, set yourself up for pigeon. So if you are using the block or a book or your box or something that elevates the hips a little bit, adds a little bit more support, see if you can take it right on the quad. So instead of sitting with your right butt cheek, bring it to your left thigh. See what that feels like. Get the leg ready. Right hip will pull back, left hip will pull forward, and then you have a little bit more space to breathe. Engage through the right shin where you're actually pressing down into your mat instead of just sinking into your right butt cheek. Tent up onto the fingertips. And if you don't like the block, take it out. Find that same alignment. Drawing back through your right hip, bringing your left hip forward, yet finding the length in the space where we're not collapsing. And take breath in wherever you like to take this. If it's a forward fold, if you bring your arms back behind you, you can turn your left ear down to the floor. There's sleeping pigeon. If you're coming forward, maybe use the blocks, place the forearms. You can put your elbows and take the arms overhead. It's better with two blocks, so you have a little bit more space for your head to actually fit. Live and unedited, folks. There it is. Just kind of hang out here. Nice restful pose, releasing a lot of the stress from the thoughts, the emotions in the hips, chaos that's going on outside in the world. You find your own little solace here, a little place of peace, tranquility. And then when you're ready to come out of it, take the arms up overhead, lift your left leg and pull it around. Or seated spinal twist. So adjust. The left hip is floating up into here. We want to bring it down. Interlace your fingers around the shin. Take a nice breath in here. Left fingertips come back behind you. Breathe in with the right arm. And aim for your right shoulder. Take some space, sit up tall. Press into your left fingertips. As you breathe in, you're lifting. The breath out is a soft turn, soft twist. So we're not twisting like a corkscrew. You can take your left hand right towards the collarbone. Find a little extra lift here. So you're lifting up, not pressing back. And then counter twist when you're ready. Come back through center, grab hold of your left big toe, extend the leg. Grab hold of your right big toe. We'll come into Navasana, boat pose. Now you have the assist of the hands holding onto the feet. Lengthen the spine, sit up tall. Take hold of both feet with your left hand, lift your right arm up. Now grab hold of your feet with your right hand, lift your left arm up. Now it's only inevitable, here it is, both ways. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Reverse your tabletop, hands and feet come down to the floor, breathe in. Breath out, drop your head. And then lower your hips. We'll set up for pigeon on the other side. If you're using the block underneath your right thigh, bend the left knee. Find that space on the top of your right foot. A lot more opportunity to pull the left hip back. Bring your right hip forward. This isn't your thing, take it out. And you can also do your pigeon on your back. Your figure four. Keep the left foot flexed, grab hold of the right hamstring. As you're drawing that right thigh in, use the strength of the left arm to press the left thigh away. So wherever you are in your pigeon, enjoy it. This is a nice pose. Breathe. You unfold it if you like anyway. And then put your head on a block, like a pillow. Cancel the nap here. And take the arms up overhead. Bring your right leg around. Set yourself up. That's Chandrasana. Interlace your fingers. Find the space here. Just take a moment before you even think of twisting. And take your right fingertips back behind you. Breathe in, lift the left arm, make the space, take the bind. Breathe in again, lift tall. Breathe out, twist. Use your left fingertips towards your collarbone and your chest to lift up. Set yourself a little taller, roll your right shoulder back. Release for the counter on the left-hand side. If you'd like to bring the chest all the way down to the floor, you will. And grab hold of your right big toe. Extend the right leg. Grab hold of your left big toe. And coming back to Navasana. This time let's play with the balance a little bit more. Take the elbows wide. Draw your nose to your shins and your shins to your nose. Now the worst thing that can happen is this. So if it does, use it. I might come back here. Actually do that a couple of times. Roll back. Roll up. Bumpy ride. Roll back. I'll watch. And then roll up. And then hold here. Slowly lower the heels down towards the floor. Reach the fingertips forward. So the lumbar spine, the low back is coming down to the floor. Pull your belly button in. Slow, slow, slow. We'll hover. Hold here. Take your knees wide. Pull them back. Then extend the legs. Pull your knees into your chest, keep them together. And extend the legs. Then take a wide straddle, take the arms wide as if you're laying in the snow, making a snow angel. And then bring it back. Bring your knees into your chest. Drop your head, your shoulders, take a rock here. Let both knees drop over to the right side. Spinal twist. Bring the arms to a cactus shape. Any variation of the legs, maybe you take that left leg, one on top. Straighten it. Grab hold of your heel. Bring your shin up towards your left ear. And release. Come back through center. Let's hold here in neutral. Wrap your hands around the shins. Lift your head. Lift your nose to your knees. Your knees to your nose. Maybe to the eye sockets. And then come back down. Drop the knees over to the left. And then whatever variation you did on the other side. Come back through the middle. Happy baby. We know what this means. Right before Shavasana. Just release into it. Find that spine massage through the rock. Straddle the legs if you like. We already did that middle split, so this might feel a little easier than usual. And then you will release into your final pose, which is a Shavasana. Now while you have the blocks, 1,001 different ways to use them. You can place them behind the knees, whatever setting here. If you want to take a bridge pose before you settle into your Shavasana, we did some back bending through the low lunge, so if you want to take a wheel before you set into your final pose, you can do that. Sometimes I don't throw a wheel into the sequence, you can do a lot of back bending. So do what you feel like. If there's something that I left out that really would feel good in your body right now, do that before you settle into your final shape. If you want to make a hard bench, you can also take one block. On the second setting, that'll go in between the shoulder blades. And then the second block will go right underneath the base of the skull. So you kind of have to figure out, try it on for size, see where it fits on you. Oh yeah. And then come to Supta Baddha Konasana, where you just extend the legs and do what you want to do with the arms. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you like.